Okay, so Clarissa, you and Ryan have the microphone. It's in your lap. Push the button, hold to your lips.
Hello.
Perfect. Corinne, you and Chris have one? It's got the curly cord with the brown handle. I'm not sure if she did. It should be, yeah. You can put those ones on the ground. Those are just part of your headsets. It's right down there in between the seat. It's probably right maybe by the front. There, nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Where'd it go? Yep. There you go.
We're good.
You got it. Perfect. And then Mr. Gary, you and
Check,
Michelle
check,
have one.
check, check.
Gary's got it. Okay, again, my name is Greg. We saw the video inside the safety briefing. Any questions? Not pretty easy, right? Okay, seatbelts. How do we take them off? We twist either direction, okay? And we want to keep them low and tight. That way they're going to work. So let's get out of here. We're going to head up to Kohala this afternoon on this February 9th. I'm going to get the mics off once you're in the air. We're going to get them turned on. Let's go have some fun, okay? Okay, gang. We go. We're out of here. Alright, we're on our way. So, a few things to talk about. Just like an airplane, we're going to rise and descend a lot. Okay, so you're going to feel your ears going in and out. If they're not clearing, let me know. Want to make sure you're comfortable throughout the flight. Usually just the big old yawn will do it. If we're on a descent, then give yourself a little pinch in the nose and a gentle blow. Back in the old days, you would see my lips moving, and you'd have no idea what I was saying. I'd be talking to other aircraft or the controlling agencies. Now it's just a big mystery behind the mask. So thank you for wearing them. I know everyone's over it. I get it. Unfortunately, the state of Hawaii is the most sensitive state in the U.S., and we are under the same federal regulations if anyone flew over here on an airplane. So same as that. But over the nose and mouth, we got the great air conditioning. It'll cool down. This is your flight this afternoon. I'm just driving. We can talk, ask questions, get to know each other, or we can just sit here and look out the window. I'm pretty simple. But we're going to come offshore here at south side of A-Bay. And when we get offshore over here, Michelle, everything's going to be over on Corinne's side. Don't worry. When we come back, I'll get everything on our side too, okay? I don't know how to do both at the same time. So I know, we look at the same thing. But we're going to come offshore. We're in the peak of whale season. So maybe we'll get lucky as we head up north or come back down south. And we'll keep an eye out and look for a whale. But, I mean, look at this water. It is so stunning over here. It's just the contrast of the black lava rock, the white waves, the beautiful white sand beach, and the coral reefs is pretty special. This is A-Bay, which is short for Anaya Ho'omalu, and this is the Marriott in the Waikoloa area right here. Now what we're going to do this afternoon is we're going to work our way up to this volcano way off our 1 o'clock out here. That's the Kohala Mountain. Kohala is one of 5, and it is extinct, so it's all done. It last erupted many, many, many thousands of years ago, and it's a really pretty drive. At the base of it on the right-hand side is Waimea. That's up where I live. If you take the mountain road up into Hawi, you're Hawi into Waimea. There's pasture lands, there's horseback right up there. It's awesome. I wouldn't live anywhere else. I love it up there. But way off the 3, we can see the base of Mauna Kea, and then you have the southern volcanoes, which are Hualalai, Mauna Loa, and Kilauea. And those are all active status, with Kilauea being the only one that's erupting right now. Gary, where's home for you and Michelle? Where do you guys live?
We live in Door County, Wisconsin. If you look at your hand, it's like a thumb. We're up at the very tip of your thumb.
Okay, awesome. My brother-in-law is from West Bend. I don't know if that's...
Yep, he's south of us down by Milwaukee.
Awesome. And how are you enjoying Hawaii?
Oh, I was stationed here. We've been here many times, so we love it. We keep coming back.
Awesome. How long you guys been married?
53 years.
Awesome. What's the trick to 53 years?
Yes, dear.
Yeah, sounds about right. I make 20 this year, and sounds like I'm well on my way. That's awesome. And Carissa and Ryan, where's home for you guys? Where do you guys live?
We are from Nebraska. That's where Ryan lives right now. I live here currently.
You live here now? Where at?
Kind of all over the place. I live in my vehicle, so all over.
Sorry, someone else was talking. One more time. Hold on. Sorry, you can't hear it. I know it's frustrating. Okay, try again.
I live kind of all over. I live in my van currently, so all over.
Awesome. Who knew what Chris Farley made so popular so many years ago? It'd become, if you have $45,000, you can live by a van down by the river now. It's like...
That's exactly what I want to do.
It's expensive now with all these... I'm smiling. That's great. And Ryan, how long are you out here visiting for?
I got out here last Thursday, 7 full days out here.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Is this a hobby or is that something you do?
Just a hobby.
Just a hobby?
A wannabe photographer.
That's okay. It's a good... move out here.
Anywhere you point it here, you get a good picture.
It's pretty impressive. That's what got me into flying. My father-in-law, he's been shooting in Hawaii since the 60s, so I went up on a flight with him one day in a helicopter and said, I probably should just go do that for a living.
That's beautiful.
I love it. And then Corinne and Chris, where's home for you guys?
We're from just north of Charlotte in North Carolina.
1 o'clock. Whale just wagged its tail. That's awesome. What brings you guys out here?
Anniversary. Third anniversary.
Third anniversary. All right. Well, like I said, if you got any questions, Gary and Michelle get you guys all sorted out. Hopefully they'll stay up here. We'll come around our side here in just a second. They're so beautiful, the humpbacks. We're going to get the sun at our face here in a minute, so I'm going to come all the way around, but hopefully they'll stay up. But we got 2 of them down there. You can just kind of see where their footprints were right there in the water. Once we come around the other side, we'll see if they're still The cool thing about whales right now is it's nice when you get a bunch of males because they're a little crabby, they're hungry, they want to mate, and they kind of get into what these are called competition pods, 3 o'clock. So sometimes they'll be slapping their tails at each other, slapping their fins, and it's pretty incredible. Look at that. How stunning is that? Okay, we're going to do a tight turn coming around, Michelle. Back over our 8 o'clock over here, Michelle. Yeah, they're really moving around.
How cool is that, huh?
Oh, it's incredible. Look at him. He's waving at us.
Look at his fluke, man.
He's on his back. That's so awesome. Alright, whale, check. Good start. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Does the sound of the helicopter bother them at all?
You know, it's weird. Sometimes we won't even be near them, and you'll see them dive down, and then sometimes we're over them, and they're just like waving at us. And it's just, I think it varies between whale and whale. What's really cool though is when you can find mom and a calf, because you know they can only be below 3 to 5 minutes, so they're usually hanging always out on the surface, which is real nice. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now we'll still come back offshore because we might get lucky and find some more. But we're gonna go, yeah, 1 o'clock. Boy, he's in shallow. Look at that, right off our one over there. But it's a little close to the hotel, so I'm gonna stay out here. We try to be as neighborly as we can at Blue Line. We get a helicopters allowed. Yeah, but again, look at this water. It totally makes you a snob. If I go somewhere I don't see my toes, I'm like, I'm not going on that stuff. But anyway, we're going to go from our leeward side to our windward side. So we're going to go from the dry side to the wet side. So what happens here in Hawaii, side note, that's the famous third hole here at Mauna Kea off the 2 o'clock to the left of the tennis courts. That's the par 3 over the water. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome hole if you're a golfer. So leeward side's gentle, smooth, sloping terrain, coral reefs, white sand beaches. Windward slopes, big, huge, jagged sea cliffs, usually rougher ocean conditions. Today it's pretty calm though. So we're lucky maybe to get 6 to 8 inches of rain a year, where we're at right here. Top of this mountain, which is less than 10 miles away, you're doing over 200 inches of rain a year. 190 inches difference in within 10 miles. I don't know if there's a steeper grade in the world. It's pretty impressive. Maui's way off our tent over there, Michelle, so it's not very far away. It's within 30 miles and the ocean goes down nearly 6,000 feet. The Ale Nui Haha Channel is one of the roughest ones around. If we look off our nose out here, you can see these little mounds. They look like little volcanoes. They kind of are. They're called pu'us. And a pu'u means little hill. It's a cinder cone. So at one time, magma was coming to help from the island. The volcanoes here are shield volcanoes, layer upon layer upon layer as we've grown out of the ocean. And the pu'us are like your knuckles. They're all lined up. We get fissures here, and then the magma is looking for the path of least resistance up to the surface. And that's Waimea, way off our 2 o'clock over there. So again, that's up where I live.
I know.
You're up in cowboy country, huh?
You know it. It's the best. Nice and chilly. Wintertime is awesome in Waimea. We get to the lows and sometimes into the 40s and the 50s. It's really nice.
We went to your Christmas parade 15 years ago, and we almost froze our...
Oh yeah, if you're not ready for it, and by Christmas parade, Gary is being quite kind. It's a Waimea tradition. It really is. It is the most random parade you're ever going to be at in your life. You'll have a couple little local schools, you know, maybe like Miss Kona Coffee, come up and say hi. And then basically, it is semi-trucks with Christmas lights all around them, and they just honk the hell out of their horns, just nonstop, and throw out candy. I mean, it is so much fun. It is the goofiest parade, but it's Waimea. It's our great little town. So I've had people on the flights in the past like, we were at the Christmas parade. I'm like, what'd you think? They're like, it was different.
Yeah, we sat on the corner there at the Parker Ranch, man. We got bombed with candy back when they were throwing it.
Absolutely. So Gary just said something over here that I live up in cowboy country. So the Hawaiian word for cowboys is paniolo. And when you think of Hawaii, I think a lot of people think of sun and surf and sand and mai tais and palm trees. You probably don't think of cows. Obviously, where Gary and Michelle are, Wisconsin, lots of good dairy cows. Out here in Hawaii, we got a lot of beef. And some of the best grass-fed beef in the world's up here. Right off our 12, there's that big clump of trees with the houses. That's the headquarters for Kahua Ranch. We got Ponoholo Ranch at 11. Parker Ranch is the largest. Parker Ranch started way back in 1847, and 2 acres turned into 500,000. It's still about 130,000 acres today.
Greg, are they ever going to do anything about the goats?
The goats are here to stay, unfortunately, Mr. Gary. They're everywhere. You go to Kauai, that's the chicken rock. There's chickens and roosters everywhere. Here on the Big Island, we got goats. We got a lot of sheep up in the middle of the island, and of course, wild boars everywhere as well. You go to Maui and Lanai, Molokai, you get a lot of the deer, the axis deer that have kind of taken over. There's no predators in Hawaii on land, so things on land are just going to explode and get out of control with numbers.
Are there a lot of nene on the island here?
There are. You see them every once in a while. I think there's more maybe like on Kauai, but they're here. Sometimes in the morning they'll like fly over us at the heliport. And like, what are you guys doing down here? You know, it's kind of a random spot, but it's gonna get green here real quick. And we're up here, just under 5,000 feet above sea level. So we're going to start descending over here towards Honokane Nui, which is the largest valley we're going to get to first. It's going to be awesome. So you're going to love it. And then you're just going to see how the cows, how they just move from pasture to pasture to pasture. They just chew it down, go to the next one, chew it down, go to the next one. But now you see these pools all kind of lined up. They're really cool looking.
Greg, is the space above the air base up there, is that controlled space? You can't go in there?
Up in the middle of the island?
Yes.
Yeah.
KMC up there?
Yeah, KMC. They have a restricted area up there, so when it's not active, we can go up and do it. Today they were firing from Cobras. They were up firing from the air, so
cool.
It was all kinds of hot today. So it's pretty crazy when you see that happen. But yeah, so it is a airspace that is controlled up there. But usually we just go right by on the north side of the highway, and it works out pretty good. But when it's cold, we can go out there through it. Driving out to North Kohala, the road stops. You get to a valley called Pululu. Really beautiful lookout. It's about 10 on the way down, 15 on the way up, maybe or so. Gary and Michelle just did the other day. So beautiful black sand beach, and there are no facilities, so keep that in mind. We're going to get here to Honokane, and this is the largest valley. I talk a lot to and from the valleys, but once I get out here, I really, I don't say a whole heck of a lot, because there's really nothing I can say to make it any cooler than this. So just sit back, enjoy the views, and Clarissa, grab Ryan, don't grab me. I'm good? All right, let's have some fun. You're going to love this. It's awesome. Kind of hard to believe we're on the same island we just left a few minutes ago, yeah? So now we'll head down the beach and watch the ears we descend down again as well. The resemblance to Nebraska is shocking, isn't it?
Yes.
Greg, you'll be interested to know that my grandson is an Air Force pilot, and he's stationed out in Enid, and he wouldn't see anything like this either. So.
Awesome. So if you look around this little bend here, you'll see old trails zigzagging back and forth. No thanks. And there's some buildings down there off the nose. They used to divert water from here to Kohala for sugar. When you have sugar cane on an island, you need a heck of a lot of space and a heck of a lot of moisture. And sometimes it doesn't rain, so they have to get water out there. So they tunneled under these walls out to Kohala. But they used to stay in those cabins to do repairs on the ditch system. So same thing as earlier, Michelle, when we get down to the beach, we're going to turn right to the east. And then we'll get everything on our side as well. Yeah, so we got Pololu, and then we got Honokani Nui, and then Honokani Iki.
So that's the third valley.
That's the third valley, yeah, Honokani Iki. You'll see the lookout here shortly at 11. So that's where the road stops, and then again you can hike into the valley, and if you're adventurous, you wander over here to the east wall, and then that brown patch right off our nose out there at 11, that's the lookout over here at Honokani Nui. And there's a bench down there. It's a nice spot. And then if you really want to get into it, you can come back over and then over here into Honokani Iki, but that's a little bit more hardcore. We'll do a big sweeping 270. You can see where people are right down here, Michelle, right over there. And you can see your pathway that you did right off the 9 over there.
So nobody lives in that house there?
Yeah, that's the old Sprout family house.
I thought so, but there's so many people told me rumors that there's an old mean lady that lives there, but I did not see her.
Yeah. Welcome to the North Shore. It's just awesome out here. It's so pretty.
Rhythm 52.
Nice thing is we got some rain finally on Saturday night into Sunday morning, and it had been so dry, so we got some more waterfalls, which are great.
Inside my head, I asked my father, Daddy, what can it be? And he said, there's water in you.
So this valley here, this is called Honokea, and then we'll have Honopue.
The rhythm of the ocean, hear the rhythm of the ocean, hear it calling your name. Feel the rhythm of the ocean.
Thought it was destiny. I wanted prosperity, and at the time I used to have the most wonderful dream. Yeah, late at night, lying in my bed, moving and grooving to the rhythm of the ocean. Hear the rhythm.
And we're at 1,000, and all of a sudden you get down here at 500, and they totally change.
Rhythm of the ocean, moving and grooving to the wind and the rain. Hear the rhythm of the ocean, hear it right where you are. Feel the rhythm of the ocean, rocking and rolling to the moon and the stars.
In the distance I could hear that voice.
Alrighty, so this is Waimanu. And this is where the big waterfalls hang out. The first one's called Wai'iʻikahi. Look, even the military's playing today. Never seen a Black Hawk here before. They're cruising around. So Waihilau, 2,600 feet off the nose, 790 meters. It's the 13th tallest waterfall in the world. And then we got Wai'iʻikahi here in the foreground. This is about about 2,000. Corner here, we're going to have Lahomene. This is about 2,200 feet. So you can get here. It's not easy. You can hike from Waipi'o over here to Waimanu. We're going to go to Waipi'o next. It's about 17 miles round trip on that hike. And right off our nose, as the ridgeline comes down at a diagonal, there's a mango tree right off our 12 that's sticking out. And you'll see the trail at the base of it right off our nose coming down at the diagonal. So the mango tree's got some flowers on it, so it's a little pinkish at the top. Right down here below us is the trail. Then off the nose we have the Hamakua Coast. That's Highway 19. That's a really pretty drive. If you head over towards the Hilo side. And then we'll work our way back over here to Waipi'o, then we'll go back west over onto Michelle side. valley out here to the east is Waipi'o. You can see the cut on the wall. There's actually a truck going up right now. So you can drive into that valley. You have to have four-wheel drive. There's no getting around it. So it's 4 low on the way in, and you yield to cars that are going up. So if you're on your way up, you get priority. Largest black sand beach in the state is here at Waipi'o. This is where King Kamehameha was raised. He's born in Kohala, but he's raised over here in Waipi'o. First Hawaiian king to unify the entire Hawaiian island chain.
Yeah, we took that drive down, and it was very narrow.
It's a little narrow. The problem is when you're trying to drive up and people are trying to hike up and there, it's like The Walking Dead. There's zombies are just back and forth because they're so exhausted. Like, dude, get out of my way, man.
Yeah, you don't really want to stop when you're on that road.
Yeah. It's even more fun when it's pouring down rain. It's just about terrifying.
It got done raining when we went down, and it was a little slippery.
Okay, Michelle, let's get this on your side. What a coast.
So where do these people do their shopping?
They'll go over, they go into Honoka town, or they'll head up into Waimea.
We went to a park yesterday that the name ends in Hale. You know, the last name of there was something Hale.
Oh, Isaac Holiday Beach Park?
Yeah, Holly. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, over on the Hilo side, yeah.
Yes, on the Hilo side.
western valley of Polu, and again you can see the lookout off the 2 out there. Pretty easy, and obviously you can see the waves down there, so you just want to pay attention in the wintertime, the ocean conditions. They can get a little tough out here, but we'll head back up here towards the ridgeline up over Highway 250, and then we'll get down to the coastline again, and we'll follow that on our side as well, Michelle. Not a bad part of the world, huh? Pretty awesome, isn't it?
I used to live right there. I don't know how to point it out, but one of those places.
So we got North Kohala, Hawi off the 1, Kapa'au off the 2. And actually, if I turn the helicopter a little bit, right off our 12 out there, you're coming down Maui on the left-hand side. If you come straight across, you can see the puffy clouds. You actually see Lanai and Koho'olawe out there way off the 12. That's pretty rare when Kilauea is active to see it, but way in the distance out there. Lanai is the bigger one, Koho'olawe is the smaller to the left of that. Awesome.
Flowing through my veins, feel good island music takes away all my pain. Takes away all my pain.
Do you know what these big broad trees under us are?
The ones that look like broccoli?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone calls them the broccoli trees. Unfortunately, they're a weed. They're African albesias, and they're getting so tall in some areas that they're choking the forest down. And they have very, very weak root systems, Chris. So if we get wind from the other direction, they just snap right off. But it really looks like there should be like a giraffe hanging out underneath back behind us. They're pretty cool looking.
The islands by a tropical storm. Feel good island music, sitting under the sun. Feel good island music, skank it till the song is done. Feel good island music, flowing through my veins. Feel good island music, takes away all my pain. It takes away all my pain.
Yeah, not just about eye level now. After 2 o'clock, you can see Lanai a little bit better. When the volcano was quiet from 2018 to 2020, at the end, the air quality was ridiculous how clear it was. And, you look down here off R11, you can see the haze. It looks a bit like LAX. That's called a VOG, V-O-G, and those are the gases off of the volcano. But when there was no VOG, we would regularly look at Molokai over there, which is, in between Lanai and Maui, but we can't see it right now because of the haze.
Has got the feeling, natural vibes bring the irate healing. So in this life you must have a nice day. Feel good music is a hit to stay. Feel good island music, sitting under the sun. Feel good island music, skank it till the song is done. Feel good island music, flowing through my veins. Feel good island music, takes away all my pain. Takes away all my pain.
Just like that, green on one side, brown on the other. So we got Kohala Ranch kind of off our 9 over here. It's pretty, it's just kind of like a lot of big on out in the middle of nowhere. And not really close to a store is, kind of Gary said earlier with Waipi'o, and you can kind of see the wind line out there. It's not that bad. The trades are supposed to be dying off over the next couple days. So it's nice. Now that when that happens, obviously the fog kind of sticks around and spreads throughout, but it's not that bad today. And the road we're going to cross down here is Highway 270, so it's actually a nice loop. This time of year, what I'll do, if you want to do it, I'd go from 19 up to Waimea, 250 down to Hawi, either out to the other road, and then come back south. So you're coming right to left here. That way you're already on the right-hand side, and the whales sometimes they'll come in really close, and then you're on the right side of the highway, and then you just pull right over and you got a real good view on here.
We've been lost out here for days. Don't worry, we'll be
11 o'clock down here, Michelle.
just wait. Let's try to relate. In our own worlds, we'll be okay.
2 of them.
Oh yeah.
Just below the surface down there.
The clock ticks faster on these days.
This reminds me of Lake Michigan when we're looking for wrecks in the water. You can see them from
And the crashes.
So you got mom and baby. Baby's on the inside one right next to mom on the right-hand side.
We'll be okay. Oh yeah.
Coming in a tight turn again. Oh, there we go. We'll just go to this one. Good job, Clarissa.
Dancing away like two silhouettes in the sand. What a sight can you see? Can you see me? Or is this a dream? Oh yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? Look at that, there goes the tail. Awesome.
How deep is the water around here?
I think where we're at probably 250 to 300. You know, you go a couple more miles offshore, you're getting into the thousands. It drops off real quick. I've been in Kona, I've been 4 miles off of Kona and been in 6,000 feet of water. There's actually an incredible tour over here. I took my son on it when he turned, I don't know, like 11 or 12, I can't remember. It's called Wild Hawaii Ocean Adventures. And you can do your initials, WHOA, whoa. And it's not your normal snorkel sail where you go down the boat, down the coastline, you're having beverages and jump in the water and enjoy the fish. This one's a little different. This one goes offshore to the buoys. Offshore on the island out here in certain areas, they have what are called FADs, F-A-D. And they're buoys that are attached concrete on the ground. And fish aggregating devices. What algae's growing on them, stuff like that. And then what happens is the algae grows and then little fish can come up and chomp on the algae. What eats little fish? Big fish. So it's a sustainable way for the fishermen to go fishing out here. So we go offshore, get to the first one, nothing's going on. You go offshore again to another one and we jump in the water and there's like 4 mahi-mahi just hanging out by this buoy. And if you've ever seen a mahi in the water, they're so beautiful. They're prettier on your plate. Sorry if there's any vegetarians. Vegetarian light usually of fish. Anyway, they're beautiful in the water. But then we're there and we're about to get back in the boat. And I look over and I saw some dolphins. I'm like, oh sweet, hoping it looks like the spinners. Well, they weren't the spinners, they were the rough-toothed dolphins. They're a little bit more prehistoric looking. And guess what? Fishermen hate them because they love mahi-mahi. Because the fishermen get on the line and then they're like, oh, thank you. And they just tag it right off the line from them. They're like, well, you made my job so easy. So there's 4 of them, and you can hear them talking, and they're working the fish. And then the mahi are starting to not move, and they're turning a little bit green. They're getting a little bit stressed out. Next thing you know, I'm in the water, My son was back in the boat. He's a little cold. I point, and the guy who was with us, not the captain, but the guy who's helping him, he's filming the whole thing. He screams through his snorkel. 50 feet below us is a 200 to 300 pound marlin, schooling ahi. So to see the fastest fish in the ocean doing its job, it was like 6 seconds and then gone. It was insane. So they get sharks and they get sometimes whale sharks if you're lucky, which is very rare. I've only seen 3 whale sharks living here since 1996. I've seen them all from the air. So it's pretty rare that you're going to see a whale shark. There's another whale over there. But the boat you're in, I forgot to talk about that part. It's an 11-meter ex-Navy SEAL insert extract boat. The thing's made of Kevlar. It can go 55 mile an hour on the water. We were doing 30, and we were just ripping across the ocean. So if you like to go out, and you're in the deep water, and I think it's sharky vibes out there, but it's like when you're out there, you kind of see the fish like, what are you doing out here, man? Like, this is deep water. You don't belong out here. So it's something if you want to do. It's pretty cool.
How big do the ahi get?
They can get 200-300. They can get huge, and they're the ones that are small are fun to fight because when you hit them, they just bullet down, and they just go straight down. And but a friend of mine, his construction company, they have a big boat, and sometimes they go out at nighttime and they would just do the hand lines on the ahi. And one night they pulled up 2 225-pound ahis on a hand line. So this is the Fairmont and then the Mauna Lani, and then we get right back into the Waikoloa area. Mauna Kea, Hapuna, more up north. Oh, 1 o'clock. Looks like those guys just dove down. Another one off our 11 over here. I swear to you, this happened a couple years ago. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Like 2:30 in the afternoon. And, sorry, just Brennan's telling me about the Black Hawk over there. But, just talk to him real quick. Right down here off our nose, north 2 o'clock, we got 2. But yeah, like 2:30, they just started popping out of water. It's like they had their mid-afternoon damp, and they're like, okay, got a lot of energy, but great whale watching. If you're planning a whale watch, we can probably just cancel that. Save you some money. So that worked out pretty good. What'd you think? Did you have fun?
Yes, amazing.
Pretty cool. Clarissa, as nervous as you were, what'd you think?
It was awesome. It was so precious.
That really makes me happy, and that's usually the case. Usually it's the biggest eyes and the biggest nerves come back with the biggest smiles. Either you're so happy to be on the ground that you're home, or you did it, so well done. But enjoy the rest of your time here driving around a van. Ryan, safe travels back in Nebraska. Corinne and Chris, happy anniversary. Safe travel back in North Carolina. Of course, Gary and Michelle, happy 50th anniversary of 53 up in Wisconsin. If you ever come back to Hawaii, it's not just here, but Hilo, Kauai, Maui, and Oahu. So a lot of good things to see from the air. I'm going to let them know we're coming in for a landing. Aloha, mahalo, ahui ho. Talk here in just a minute. And look at this water again as we beach back in. It's just absolutely breathtaking. I'll be right back. Have a great night.
Remember
gang. Welcome home. So we'll get shut down here in a minute, so go ahead and keep your head